Crypto enthusiasts, this is Johnny Crypto, and I think we are breaking out. And let's just get right on into it. I won't take up too much of people's time here. First and foremost, I want to look at the S&P 500 because we're above this key level, right? And so if I reset this, I'm on the daily. Stochastics looks good. Volume looks good. Let me turn off volume here. Okay, the key level that we have closed above was 1700. The market closed at 3709. Yeah, there might be a little bit after trading going on, but that's really, really good news because we had a new low here, but we might see a good bounce. And again, this is all because of midterm elections are coming up and the CPI numbers aren't as bad as people suggest. I am a believer that the market has already bottomed, right? Lots and lots of fear, uncertainty, and doubt is in the market saying that things are going lower. It's going to tank. It's going to just wipe out everything. Like, don't win. No. Now is a good time if you're not a trader to just kind of be an investor where you just buy and hold investing. Buy and hold investing will beat all major traders. 90% of them, right? 90% of them. So this is good news as far as if I'm getting into Bitcoin, right? I just opened up a Bitcoin trade earlier today. I am on the daily because it's easier to see. And where I mean by that is here, let me just get this up here a little bit, is we've got a strong level of resistance is basically 19,500. You can see we've been consolidating for a while here. Everybody thinks that we're going to drop below this guy right here, which is the low of, what was that low? With 17,500. I don't believe that's going to happen. We had CPI numbers came out and we saw this gnarly liquidation deal. And yeah, it did touch. That's why I've got this line here. And I've got this green box because this green box is showing, hey, there's all consolidation here. But right now, we've got a low, and then now we've got a higher low, and we're bouncing up. So I'm believing that this guy is going to break up because usually you need to have 3 touches on lines before they really break down, right? And if I go back in time over here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, it broke down, right? So up here, we've got 1 touch, 2 touch. This was a breakthrough, so it doesn't really count. And then now we've got that third one here. Christian says, sure, it's going up, but wouldn't it be more logical for everything to go up lower early 2023 because the recession not events recession in 100 years? No, dude, that's Christian makes a good point is why not hold off on buying stuff and waiting for it to get worse? The problem with that is that, hey, what happens if it doesn't get worse, right? What happens if it doesn't get worse? You miss the opportunity right now. And you don't want to be sitting in 2023, 2024 going, dang it, I missed the boat. I could have bought Ethereum at $1,300. I could have bought Bitcoin at under 2,000. And I was really just hoping for it to go to 16. But then when it goes up to 30,000, you're sitting here, boom. That's why I'm a firm believer as far as not trading, but as far as just sitting there and dollar cost averaging in. So if you have an ideology of, hey, I've got 10 grand, why not invest 1,000 of it right now and wait for it to go down? If it does go down, you've got 9,000 more to buy in. It's incredibly simple, but it's incredibly difficult for people to do in practice because people like to make money. When they invest in something, they want to see an instant benefit from it. And that's the ideology that people need to switch off is you're preparing for the future. It's the same thing with the 401k and things of that nature with your employer. Everyone sometimes opts not to do it, but everyone should retire a millionaire if they just do simple investing rules as far as they just keep investing, do. I was on Around the Blockchain earlier today, about like 30 minutes ago, and I told everybody that my stock portfolio is down 45% and my crypto portfolio is hovering right around the 65%, but I've still put more money into both, right? Because this is an opportunity. So moving back to the charts, I am betting that Bitcoin is going to go here, back up to around 25,000. We've got some level of resistance in play right? But 25,000, this guy right here is where I believe Bitcoin is going to go before midterm elections. Just plain and simple. I think we're going to see some good movement happening, and it's got a lot to do with the S&P 500, where we are breaking back above that area right here, right? Yeah, you could say head and shoulders crashed and whatnot, but there's a lot of fundamentals in play here when it comes to we need to have gas lower, and the Democrats need to make it look like our economy is doing better than it actually is. Yes, inflation is a serious problem. I know most people that I talk to, including myself, are struggling because you might have some money in the bank, but you still don't like spending $100 to fill it for gas, and you still don't like what used to be $5 for milk is now $7. Maybe that's a bad example, but you know what I mean? Is everybody is feeling the pain and the hurt here. So Christian says, what do you predict we may see at the beginning of the next bull run? When do you predict we may see the beginning of the next bull? Well, that is a incredibly loaded question, Christian, but I will answer it. And this is my honest opinion, is rates need to go low. As soon as we cap inflation, which I believe it's already been capped at right around the 9.2% back in May. I know everybody else thinks that we're going to have a huge leg lower. I believe that we're going to have a leg up, and then, we're going to reverse down, but we're not going to go back to see these levels. We're going to find support somewhere above where we saw back in June. And to not further digress is as soon as the Feds decide to cut interest rates, that is going to be the start of the next bull run, right? It's going to happen in a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and it's probably going to be correlated with the halving of Bitcoin, right? And that's going to be probably when regulation starts flipping between crypto, because truly, a security, the definition of a security is an investable asset, whether it's bonds, shares, some sort of a loan, right? And so for that definition of an overall 1,000-foot view, all crypto is technically a security because you buy tokens, which kind of are a lot like shares, right, in a business. And that's basically what it is, whether it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. They're all pretty much considered securities. So we just need to flip the veil between having the whole regulation foot going on here. But that's my point of when the next bull run is going to happen. You can see my trades in the bottom here. Where was I at? I was talking about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we can see that we're retracing right now. And this might not work out. And I could get stopped out, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not going to try to hit this level again. 1,500 has been a massive level of resistance for a while now, hence why I believe it's going to bounce up. If I'm closing more of like the hourly going in here, you can see we are hovering way up here. So we got 23 minutes, and if we can close above this level, it's off to the races, Here, let me use the volume profile here where we can see, look at this, right? Do you see this? It's all correlated to this level right here. We break through that, it's a sheer level off back to 2,000 and above. This is zooming in, right? On Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum real quick. Hold on, I'm shutting my door. I'm back. So on Ethereum, I was opened at right under 1,300. So I had a good trade open that I made about 200% on that I recently closed. And I closed it once we dipped below 1,300. But then part of me was thinking, all right, you know what? I can see it on the chart. We've got this symmetric triangle, and it's tried to break up and out both directions, right? And so I was betting that it was going to break up finally, because here was the CPI numbers just a few days ago, and now we have jumped up here. Let me zoom in here. So I re-entered, right? And now on my Ethereum trade, I have not taken profits, but I have moved the stop to break even. You know, we're at 13.29, so it's a little bit lower than what the screenshot is. I'm probably sitting right around 90% profit here. So I'm playing with house money now. I can't lose. I can't lose. But my next target, my next true target for this guy is right around 1400, because that is a level that, oh, what did I just do? That is a level where I see the next major support happening. Right? If we can break through that, that's going to become support. But we've started to break out here. And looking at the chart, dude, there's nothing in the way. Nothing in the way all the way up to about 1500. But the small little level where it might stumble just a bit is right here. So that's going to be my take profit area. It's going to be right about 1400. Christian, I'm answering a lot of questions, dude, but you've got good questions. Also, do you believe in Cardano might make some of the next crypto millionaires? What's your top pick altcoin? So you're looking for me to give just, hey, what to invest in. And I can't do that because everyone has different reasonings as to why they invest in something. But I will be honest with you. I will say that, yeah, I'm a big believer in Cardano just because of the sheer reason that it's a competitor to Ethereum, right? This is the same thing between Apple and Microsoft. You know, Microsoft, Bill Gates ended up buying or lending to Steve Jobs $150 million because the company was going out of business. And he was a major competitor. He could have just bought Apple out from under him, but he knew the dynamics of, hey, it's better to have competition because it creates innovation and it creates a level of clarity and what word am I trying to say? Inspiration. And so Apple would not be where it is today if it wasn't for Microsoft. And that's why I believe in Cardano, right? There's an arbitrary number if you're looking for what I think is going to create a millionaire. Like if I'm looking at ADA, ADA is 37 cents right now. You know, truthfully, what is the market cap of ADA? Got it. We're sitting at number 8, and it's 12 billion. You know, well, dun dun dun. There's 50 trillion of investable assets out there to get into something like this. Could this be $100 billion market? I believe it can be. You know, Apple is Apple is a little over $1 trillion as far as market cap goes. So if I'm being conservative, you know, I could see a 10x from here from Cardano, right? So by that logic, you know, you'd need about 100 grand in there to be a millionaire in Cardano for the next bull cycle here, right? So again, you got to have some money to make some money. You're looking for something that is like the next little safe moon that's just going to jump up, or Dogecoin or something that can just be a pump and dump. I don't have that. I only invest. Okay. My philosophy is investing in solid assets and holding them for long term. Yes, when I trade, I do take profits and I do buy and sell, but that's only my trading account. In my investing account, boom, I don't sell ever, unless something drastic changes with my investing philosophy. Like if for a reason, you know, I'm invested in Nike and I stop wearing Nike shoes, you know, I've lost faith in the company. So then I'm going to sell, right? Doesn't matter if I'm for a profit or a loss, boom. But that's my philosophy on that kind of stuff. Okay. Going back to a little bit of trading here, Ethereum. Right? So we've got that symmetric triangle, and then breakout. 1400 is going to be the next level where I'm taking profits. And truthfully, I could see this guy going up to that $1,500 to $1,800 range by literally by the end of next month. Because if I look at the weekly candle, right? Because October is about 60% chance that October turns green, right? On the weekly. Not the weekly, the monthly. Why am I on the weekly? The monthly candle. Yeah, let me look at the monthly candle here. Dang. So we have just started a green candle on the monthly. right? So for that, I don't think that we're going to go much lower than where we are right now. You know, I believe that this is going to be a solid green candle, right, after the last 2 months of being red. So for there, I don't think we're dropping below. Bitcoin, I think, is another story. Ooh, it is in fact green right now. So again, this 19,500, I feel like, is the floor right now for the month of October, right? We might fluctuate there back and forth a little bit, but we're going to close above that. Truthfully, I'd like to see us close above the last one here, the 22,000. And if my price target is correct, we're going to close right at that $25,000 range. Okay, Christian, I'll answer this last question, and then I think I'm going to get off here. I believe in long term as well. Plan on holding for investments for at least 5 to 10 years. That is a short-term time horizon. 5 to 10 years is a short-term investing time horizon, right? That's like buying money, a down payment for a home or something. Long-term, you're looking at 15 plus years, you know, ideally 20 plus years for that stuff. Truthfully, how wealth is created is, here's the last little tidbit before I get off, is big billionaires and people, they leverage themselves with debt. Yes, right? We live in a world where everybody wants to teach you to be debt-free, own your house, do all this sort of thing, right? But how the wealthy get rich is they leverage their assets, and it's how they end up not having pay as much in taxes. Because anytime you sell something, you have to pay capital gains on it, and then also it moves into a tax bracket of wherever you made, right? You know, so the big wealthy, they could be in a 50% tax bracket. So they're like, they don't want to lose all that money. So what they do is they borrow against their assets. You know, they've got $10 million in a deal. And so they decide, hey, I need to live off of $1 million. I'm going to borrow that $1 million. I'll pay back at 2%. That's what the bank is going to lend me. And because it's a loan, it's not taxable income. That's what they do. And as far as this whole crypto stuff, how we should be working at this is we should be looking for assets that we can almost make a dividend off of, right? Like staking wise. And Ethereum is a good staking coin. And Cardano, I believe, could be a good staking coin. Not like these crazy ones that are offering, let me look at Binance staking rewards. I understand. Okay. All right. Here, let me show you this. So here's the staking rewards for expand products here. Okay. 4%, 3%. Are these different? Dun, dun, dun. I believe like 8.7, that's relatively high, right? That's relatively high. 3.9 is good. Binance, I think, BinanceUS was, why was I feeling like they were offering like 13%? And Binance as a whole is not. That's crazy. Yeah, that's that's honestly alarming right there, that the staking on BinanceUS is higher than just Binance, right? So ETH 6%, Matic 10%, DOT 10%, Near is close to 10%, Cosmos is 13%. These are scary, right? 6%, I could say you could potentially get away with that all day. You know, Binance 4%, 4 to 5% is really where you should be looking ideally, right? Is where I believe this is where you're doing. And it gets into that like whole FU money where you need to have a certain amount to live off of. So if I get a calculator out here, and this is where people should be looking for investing, okay, is like how much money do you need to live off of a year? Ideally, let's say 50 grand, you could, 50 grand's even not that much right now. You know, okay, let's be extravagant. Let's say you want to live off of 100 grand, right? 100 grand. So let's have $1 million, and let's time this sucker by 5%. So that's $50,000. So if I were to invest in a staking reward, something like ADA or ETH, right? I would need $2 million at 5% to live off of that asset at 100 grand. That is a good thing. And that's where I feel like people in investing should be looking at something where they're basically making dividends back as opposed to selling the asset for something, right? Manic, if you had it all in there, you would need half as much. You need $1 million to live off of 100 grand, right? That I think is too risky. But again, that's where I think people should be looking for it. Okay, Al is saying that ADA support is at 22 cents to 25 cents. Okay, let me look at ADA because I don't have an open trade in ADA because you guys can see my trades are only in Bitcoin and Ethereum at the moment. And okay, it depends on where he's looking at on what chart. I feel like I'm fairly on the daily here, right? I gotta zoom way back here. For he's saying support is at 22 to 25. I think we've got some fairly light support at 34. Okay, let's go to the week. My chart's not going back here because I've got open on just a simple trading pair with Tether. ADA crypto crypto cap, that's Bybit. Binance should have a much larger chart open here, right? And it's starting May of 2018. 10 cents, 15 cents. I don't know where you're getting the support of 22 to 25. Moon River. I really think that there is good support here at 34 cents for ADA. I think ADA has been tanked, right? I think ADA has totally tanked, and its resistance is kind of, where it's about 60 cents, right? That's where I would bet. This honestly looks like a pretty good trade to open up here. If I was to open up on what would I say? I would keep my stop pretty tight. Yeah, I would keep it under 30. 30 would probably be my takeout point, and 60 would probably be my hold on to for there. I'm not going to look at Moon River, dude. Truthfully, I not something that I want to trade, but forgive me on that aspect. All right, I gave you guys some good advice. Been going for a little while. This is Johnny Crypto. I'm here to help you guys make some money, and I believe that I answered some good questions from you. So please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel so that I can give back more and I can help change people's lives. So appreciate all you guys.